Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and today we're going to be looking at a little Wordy and Exploding Minions from the folks at Exploding Kittens. Now, pretty sure I mentioned this last week, but these were sent to us courtesy from Exploding Kittens for the purpose of our reviewing them. So for doing this video and also doing a written review, like we tend to do with most boxed items. But as always, them sharing it with us does not guarantee a specific opinion. That being said, pretty much every game that we have played from Exploding Kittens, save for one, has been absolute gold for this family. So my expectations are already really high for both of these games. So we're going to go ahead and open these up and take a quick look. Now, obviously, expectations being what they are, realistically, I don't expect every game of theirs to be amazing, but they have yet to prove me wrong, with the exception of the one game, which our review on that one should be up in the near future as well, likely before these two get written. That being said, we're going to go ahead and start opening these. We're going to start with Exploding Minions first. Now, from what I understand, it is essentially the same game overall as Exploding Kittens, but it's Minions themed for everything. Now, as always, if you are using a knife to open boxes and such, you either have adult supervision if you're young, or you make sure that you're cutting away from yourself and being careful, because nobody wants to go get stitches. I've done it many times in my life, and I definitely do not recommend it. Now, one thing we're doing a little bit differently this time is we're just going to go ahead and remove all the plastic in one go. That way, we're not wasting as much time. Now, one of our viewers last week said that to make the videos better, that they thought that we should not be repacking the boxes after we're done, that should basically be done after the video's over. So we're going to go ahead and try it this week, because this is the first time we've tried it. So I don't really see a problem with it. It's just, in my mind, if you take it out, you need to put it back when you're done with it. So opening up the box for Exploding Minions, we have this cool looking kind of insert. Kind of looks like a pants pocket with the cards in it. We have the rule book, and it looks like that's it. We're going to go ahead and take this out, see if there's anything hidden underneath it. Now, it looks like there's not, and this little box piece comes out, but there's nothing under it or in it. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Now, one thing I love about Exploding Kitten brand games is that their instructions are essentially 2 pages. The overall steps to playing the game are quite simple. They typically explain them in such a way that even an idiot can do it, which means I can do it as well. But they use a lot of good images for their instructions. Just looking at the different abilities that are in here, we're just going to point out the ones that we had from before. So we have the Exploding Minion instead of an Exploding Kitten. Looking at it, it does the exact same thing as before. We have a diffuse, which diffuses them like with the cats. We have an attack card, which you use to basically force the next player to draw additional cards. You have the nope card, which blocks any card from being used, but it cannot be used on a diffuse. So those are all still the same as before. See the future allows you to view the top 3 cards in the draw pile and put them back in the same order. Skip basically skips your turn without drawing a card, and basically means it's the next person's turn. Shuffle shuffles the draw pile thoroughly. Which I don't remember a shuffle card before. Draw from the bottom basically, like it says, lets you draw a card from the bottom. Minion character cards. So these are basically like the kind of random cat cards that they had before, kind of like with the one puking up a rainbow, or the other variations where if you have two, you can play them as a pair to steal a random card from another player. And then the last one is the clone. So you play this onto the discard pile, and it becomes whatever card is beneath it and adopts the rules of that card. I am certain, absolutely certain, that that is a new card for the game. And then you cannot play a clone on top of another clone. If you draw an exploding minion and there's a diffuse card on top of the discard pile, you can play a clone card as a diffuse card to avoid exploding. So that's actually pretty cool. That adds a new dynamic to the game. So we're going to go ahead and open up the cards themselves. Now, as we've already gone through the rules themselves and seeing that the game as a whole is going to be pretty much the same as what we've played before, we're mostly just going to look at some of the art for some of the cards. All right, so to start, we only have 4 exploding minions, which allows you to have up to 5 players. And from what I remember, the original game was up to 5 players as well, and then the expansions added additional exploding kittens. And from what I understand, there are no expansions for this yet. So the first one, which is basically a minion with bombs in his pants. We have one that's basically staring at the wrong end of a bazooka and blows himself up. We have one trying to eat dynamite, thinking that they're red bananas. And then one that pushes the do not push button in the lab that blows everything up. Now, one thing I really like about these is that each card, at least so far, is unique, at least as far as the ones that are not duplicate cards, like the different actual minions themselves. So like this diffuse is a minion eating a giant banana in bed, or the bed itself is a giant banana. We have minions that are basically painting. A minion that is doing a deep tissue Irish folk dance massage. Unlimited ice cream scoops for a minion. One falling in love with a hydrant. Passionate karaoke. And then noise canceling headphones. Now, it is still a very similar style of art from what we see in the Exploding Kittens game. And I know personally, my children, they really enjoy the Minion characters, and they all love the Exploding Kittens game. So this is definitely going to be a game that they're going to enjoy. Now we're going to go through these a little bit faster and basically just pick out our favorite ones. For the attack, I really like this drift with some scavenger minions, which basically looks like some almost like caveman minions. I'm guessing by the art, it looks like it's meant to be kind of like a Mad Max theme. And then my absolute favorite is the ninja using a banana as a sword. And then we have our skip cards. So 2 favorites. One is engaging butt rockets. I mean, it's just fun. Nothing special, really special, but just using those to blast off. And then right away on a flaming unicorn. The style of the unicorn itself reminds me of the style of the unicorn that was won at that amusement park in the first Despicable Me movie. So the first one is for draw from the bottom, make a subterranean escape. I just like the drill machine, and it's going past a T-Rex skull. Become a used gum salesman, basically hoisting up a table covered in used chewing gum. With the clone cards, there are literally only 3. Create a pineapple body double is definitely my favorite of those. And then the more obvious one is a clone machine. Then we have our shuffle cards, which, let's see, actually there's quite a few good ones here. I like the one where it's a swap-o-meter, swapping heads with Gru. We have taking cats for a walk, and definitely reminiscent of the Exploding Kittens. I'm hoping that we see other cats hidden throughout the deck as well. And then try out a new look using some hair growth formula. So there's quite a few of the See the Future cards. So I like this one. A archaeologist basically looking at a picture of himself, in hieroglyphics. And just what I hoped we would see, another kitten, basically reading the cat's mind using a machine, and the cat's thinking if he was bigger than the minion, he would eat him. And then the last of our ability cards are the Nope cards. Take a spin on the Gyro Nope. Powered up the Nope bot. Trim a carnivorous Nope plant. Launch a Catadope. Try your luck on the Wheel of Nope, where literally every spot says Nope. Lick a spicy jalapeno. And enjoy a night at the Nopera. And then for the minions themselves, we have a bunch of Bob cards, a bunch of Stewart cards, and he's whacking himself in the face with a nunchuck, and then a bunch of Kevin and Otto cards. Now, in the Exploding Kittens game, there were a lot more variety in the cards that you can have 2 of to have an action. But I'm guessing that the reason why there's so few different cards with those is that there's so few actually named minions, is my guess. I haven't seen the actual Minion movies. I believe there's 2 of them now, but having not seen either of them, well, I saw most of the first one, basically the last half of it, but I only remember like 3 or 4 of them having names, so I think that's probably why. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up a little Wordy. So we have the rules. This feels like there's more to it than before, but as we unfold it, see that it's just 2-sided rules as before. Now, from what I've read online about this game, the purpose of it is, kind of like like Boggle or like some of those other word games. You're trying to write as many words as you can, but basically you're going to lose points on words that somebody else also uses, not just crossing them out. And so the more duplicate words you have, the worse you're going to do. So we have 3 tiles of letters. It looks like the red tiles are consonants and the gray tiles are vowels. Then we have, it looks like some sort of berry tokens. Yeah, it actually says berry tokens at the bottom. We have a little insert on this one, basically just showing all the different games that they have out kind of little ad insert, and then on the back it actually gives you a code that you can use for at the Exploding Kittens website, and that will actually give you a digital card to use in the game. Now, all 4 games that they have on here, absolutely amazing games. Game of Cat and Mouth, Taco Cat spelled backwards, Poetry for Neanderthals, and Throw Throw Burrito. I'm surprised that we don't see Exploding Kittens on this as well. And then the only game that remains that I can think of off the top of my head is from a scale of 1 to T-Rex. Now that one is personally the one that our family was not big into. Now we have 2 of these, which I believe these, and they come with dry erase markers. These are for where you're going to write your words, and then obviously erase them when you're done. Then we have the 2 dry erase wow, I really can't talk tonight. Markers. We have a bag of consonants and a bag of vowels. I'm guessing that you're only allowed so many consonants and so many vowels to use. Then we have our little baggie, which I'm assuming this is to hold the tokens in after the fact. Then we got a few cards, and then we'll just check and see if there's anything under. There is not. One thing I would love to see them do is, like with these packaging like this, hide an extra like special Exploding Kittens card, because most of the people that are playing these games are also picking up some of the other games too, like Exploding Kittens. Well, I'd say especially Exploding Kittens. I can't stress how much we love that game. We've probably played that game more than any other tabletop type game, period. And that's going back for like my entire life. We've played that game so many more times than, like growing up I used to play Battleship or chess quite a bit, and we easily have played Exploding Kittens more than any of those games. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this little bag for the cards. So not sure exactly what the cards are for. I'm guessing okay, so you have a secret word, and so depending on which one of these you play, the opponent has to do something with it. So like we have Home Reaper, which is the opponent has to tell you the last letter of their secret word. The Mana Tweet, build a valid word from the tiles in front of you. Your opponent tells you whether it is longer, shorter, or the same length as their secret word. Bow and Sparrow, a letter strike. Choose a letter from the set of tiles in front of you. The opponent tells you if that letter is in the word. Caterpigeon, exact word length. Your opponent tells you the exact length of the secret word. Best Nester, word builder. So you build a valid word in the set of tiles. Your opponent flips over face down every tile in the word you built that does not appear in the secret word. Dinosaur, first letter basically just makes them tell you the first letter in the secret word. By a vowel. So the opponent reveals a vowel that hasn't been revealed already. Two communists. Let's share. Choose a letter that is in both sets of tiles. You and your opponent tell each other how many times that letter appears. Quid pro quail. Give and take. You and your opponent each reveal one letter tile that hasn't been revealed. Permed Eagle, rare find, pick one of the following letters, Z, J, Q, X, K. Your opponent tells you whether that letter appears in their secret word. Emperor Drengwin. Burn the copies. Choose a letter that appears at least twice in the set of tiles in front of you. The opponent tells you how many times that letter is in their secret word. Blowfinch vowel count. Your opponent tells you the number of vowel tiles in the word. Raven Raven consonant count. Your opponent tells you the number of consonant tiles in the secret word. Aerial bombardment. Super strike. Choose a letter from the set of tiles. Your opponent tells you if that letter is in their secret word. If it is, they also reveal the position of one instance of that letter tile. YOLO Dodo. Rhyme time. Your opponent says a valid word that rhymes with their secret word. And Loch Ness Monster. Build a valid word from the set in front of you. Your opponent flips over face down every tile in the word you built that does not appear in their secret word. So, definitely some interesting kind of power cards that you're going to play with. Definitely not sure how those come into play because obviously, this is the first time I've opened it and I have yet to read the instructions. But definitely looking forward to give this a playthrough. Now, this is one of the only games that is only for 2 players. A game of cat and mouse is another one, but the rest of them are meant for larger groups to play with. But again, definitely looking forward to giving these a play and trying them out. And as always, we will be doing a full written man, I really can't talk tonight. A full written review after we've given them a couple playthroughs, so that way we can also share our thoughts that way as far as how the game plays. And so something to look forward to. But again, you should be seeing a game from 1 to T-Rex being reviewed sooner before these, now that we've actually given it enough playthroughs in order to it'll be online as soon as we have it available, and that will be at the nerdcultonline.com website. Thank you to the folks at Exploding Kittens for sharing these with us. We are definitely looking forward to playing these. And again, that is a little wordy and Exploding Minions. I know Exploding Minions is going to be a lot of fun because, again, it's essentially the same game as Exploding Kittens with one new ability. A little wordy. I definitely expect to be quite a bit of fun. It's going to be more of a game with an adult to play than with my kids, like pretty much all the other games are. So something to keep in mind. It recommends ages at least 10 and up, where the Exploding Minions is 7 and up. So things to keep in mind there. But thank you guys for watching. Next week we should be having some more unboxings from Games Workshop, so something to look forward to there. At the very least, we should be doing some Black Templar stuff. We've got confirmation that it is coming to us, the new Black Templar box set, so something to look forward to for next week. And we'll get that online as quickly as we can, as soon as we receive it. I know the embargo date for that one to actually unbox is this Saturday, so depending on when we receive it, we might actually do the video earlier in the week than usual, but it just depends on when it does get received. So again, something to look forward to. But thank you guys for watching as always, and then I'll catch you all next week. Good night.